are vast swaths of poverty in this city where children growing up in those neighborhoods are basically have been doomed to failing long-term in their careers and their economic success because they've been failed by the public education infrastructure.
We have children whose parents are incarcerated. We have children who are living in foster homes. We have grandparents raising children. We had one little boy who was living with his grandparents because both of his parents are in jail.
Children are involved now in vandalism because they didn't come to school. They are now a law problem.
They have more of their fellow gang members who are getting in trouble to support them than they do good people. So our total reaction to this problem is to arrest and incarcerate. Once a young person has taken down that wrong path, once that young person has begun to commit crimes, there truly is no means in society to rehabilitate them.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Mangiafico, Chief Executive Officer of Los Angeles Universal Preschool. We're also known as LAUP. LAUP is a nonprofit that was founded in 2004 with the mission of increasing access to high-quality preschool for the 4-year-olds in Los Angeles County. Research tells us that children who have a year of high-quality preschool are more likely to succeed in school, K through 12, graduate from high school, and be more successful in their lifetime. The research is unequivocal about that.
Times have changed, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. But today we have two parents who both have to work. Or we have a single parent who might have 2 or 3 jobs. So the amount of time that was spent by a parent with a child communicating, developing language skills, that's not happening as much anymore.
And the standards now for kindergarten are much higher than they were when we were children. The expectation is that you come in knowing how to read and write. And that's very difficult to achieve if you don't have that preschool foundation.
Statistics tell us that children who start behind when they start elementary school stay behind and they never catch up.
Tengo otros 2 niños que no vinieron a preschool y no tienen este rendimiento académico que tiene ella. Es mucho mejor desde preschool empezar a juntar palabras para empezar a leer.
This one, I got it in 1st grade. I won it when I was getting the diplomas.
It might seem like an easy thing for us to do as adults, but when you're 3 years old or 4 years old, it kind of takes a lot of skills to know how to sort of work with a group of other kids and how to line up and how to raise your hand to ask for a question, how to share things.
We might want to think about letters, numbers, and all of that. That's all essential. But the bottom line comes down to how did I learn to socialize with people? How did I learn to communicate my needs?
When we started in 2004, what we discovered is that only 50% of the 156,000 4-year-olds in Los Angeles County even had the opportunity to go to preschool if they wanted to. And that is where LAUP came in.
We here in the district have wanted preschool for a long, long time, but it wasn't until LAUP came in partnership with Linwood Unified that we were able to get a preschool class at every school.
The level of funding that we get from the state is very minimal. We could not have the quality of the staff that we have here if we did not have the support from LAUP.
I wondered, what was I really interested in and what was my passion? And it was leaving a better world to my son than what the world looked like it was going to be. And so I decided I should open a preschool. And they said the highest need is in Long Beach. It's one of the highest gang areas in the county of Los Angeles. And it was someplace we could come and make a difference. We bought 2 used car lots in the middle of a decimated area and built a beautiful preschool that can handle 144 children. LAUP has been a wonderful partner. They gave me the nerve to do the project.
In the past, we were only able to service 150 boys and girls. But with LAUP funding, we have been able to service almost 600 boys and girls.
Over the last 4.5 years, we have worked very diligently to build over 300 preschools throughout Los Angeles County.
Jaden's been in some sort of daycare since he was about 1. It was fine at first, but as he started getting a little older, we started noticing some problems with him tantruming at school, and it became this vicious cycle of him tantruming and then them being very reactive to that, and then really wanting him to just fall into just sit here and do what we ask you to do and don't really move around. Now it's going great. We haven't had any of those same problems. It's just a completely different experience.
Part of what's unique about LAUP is that our programs are not just targeted at the poor, but rather targeted to families with need.
Most of the places that we tried, they either told us that we made too much, even though it was my husband that was just laid off, and I wasn't working for over 2 years.
LAUP offers tons of assistance for middle-class, low-income families. They make it really accessible for everyone.
They just asked me for my ID, their birth certificates. I filled out the paperwork the next day, and they called me the same day and said there was a space available.
What research tells us is that 1 year of high-quality preschool increases the probability 3 to 4 times that a child will graduate from high school.
I really believe in early education for children. It helps with their self-esteem, their discipline, their socialization.
The LAUP program actually can help prevent the need for special education services come those kindergarten years.
We look at the cost of educating 6 preschoolers. It's supposed to be about $49,000 a year. That's what it costs to incarcerate a young person. $49,000 a year.
So by having this program available, they get in the race at the starting line with everybody else rather than starting out a year behind.
LAUP is the first program that's come along and said, regardless of the background of this child, we're going to make sure that they are provided with that opportunity.
Well, we're proud of the fact that in the 4.5 years we've been in existence, we've increased the service rate or the availability of preschool by 8% in Los Angeles County. That still means that there's tens of thousands of children who don't have this opportunity.
Until we are able to one day hopefully get the public support for public funding, we need to begin to think about garnering additional support and resources.
We're looking for partners. We need people who believe as we do that every child deserves this chance. We continue to believe that. We hope you believe that, and we hope you'll join us in making this dream a reality.